So word on the street is that Stephanie White is putting together a dream-type team to help this team get over the hump and go to the WNBA Finals. Did you see what Stephanie White just did? She's revolutionizing the Indiana Fever, targeting two game-changing players. One isn't even on the team yet, and the other might become the WNBA's highest-paid player. It's a bold gamble that could redefine the Fever's future. It feels like home. It feels like home. And that's because it is. I am so incredibly honored, so humbled, so thankful, grateful, and excited to lead this franchise and take it to another level. You've got incredibly talented players right here. You know how some coaches play it safe? Not Stephanie White. She's throwing caution to the wind and going all in on the Indiana Fever's future. Let's break down White's audacious plan. She's betting everything on just two players. Two. Can you believe it? Most coaches spread their bets, but White's putting all her chips on a pair of aces. Stephanie White is wasting no time putting together a draft pick to help the Indiana Fever and Kayla Clark get that much closer to a WNBA championship. One of these players isn't even on the team yet. White's not just rebuilding. She's creating a basketball revolution. She's looking at the Fever's future and saying, we're not waiting. We're winning now. When I was coaching at the college realm and covering her games in college, and just an exciting time for me. Very excited to be working with her and this young team. Now you might be thinking, is this genius or madness? Well, let's look at the pieces White's trying to put together. First up, Caitlin Clark. She's already proving she's worth every penny. And then some. Clark didn't just join the Fever. She transformed them. In just one season, she took a team that was struggling and turned them into playoff contenders. The 22-year-old has already established herself as one of the league superstars after leading the Fever to the playoff season last year for the first time in 6 years. It was a campaign where she became the first player ever to unanimously win the Rookie of the Year award. Remember when the Fever were bottom of the league, struggling to win? Now, they're playoff bound, thanks to Clark. She's not just scoring, she's elevating the whole team. Her impossible passes, deep threes, and electric energy have fans packing the stands. But White isn't done. She's targeting a game-changing player. Someone so transformative. White's ready to take big risks. This mystery addition could turn the Fever from playoff contenders into championship favorites. She says she wanted to have veteran players come in to help stir this team back to greatness. Well, I'm here to tell you, she needs one rookie to also help get them over the hump of going to the WNBA Finals. You might be wondering, who is this mystery player? Well, that's the $1 million question. White's keeping her cards close to her chest. But rumors are flying. Whoever she is, she's got to be something special for White to be this confident. Obviously, they're an exciting team to watch. I think offensively, we can be more creative. I think we can utilize more versatility, utilize certain players in different ways. I'm a forward-thinking, outside-the-box kind of coach. I like to challenge them on a number of levels. They're a high IQ team, so also giving them the freedom to make plays. You want to make plays, you don't run plays. Everybody knows at the end of the day, players win the ball games, right? You got to give them the freedom, the confidence to believe in their abilities to make those plays, but also a little bit of the structure to help them see the different ways that you can attack. I think we've got to get better on the defensive end of the floor. Certainly, we don't have to make leaps and bounds and go from wherever we are to the top, right? But we've got to continue to get better. We've got to make sure on the days that shots aren't falling that we're able to position ourselves to win ball games. White's strategy is clear. She's not interested in slow, steady progress. She wants to win, and she wants to win big. She's looking at the Fever and seeing not what they are but what they could be. A powerhouse team. A dynasty in the making. Stephanie White, once again, has the responsibility of bringing back success back in Indiana. After being appointed SCWNBA's franchise head coach last month in her second stint, the Indianapolis native has been entrusted with sparking a period of prosperity for the team, headed by Caitlin Clark. Remember that mystery player White's been eyeing? Well, the secret's out, and her name is Anissa Morrow. She's not just good, she's unbeaten this season. That's the kind of record that makes coaches drool. While the Indiana Fever hold the 8th pick in the draft, and landing the right player could be a game changer for their core team. So why is White so set on Morrow? What makes her so special that White's willing to stake the Fever's Future on her? Well, let's break it down. Morrow's not just a good player, she's a game changer. Her former LSU teammate, Angel Reese, couldn't stop singing her praises. Reese said, "That's some high praise from a star player like Reese." But it's not just her teammates who are noticing. ESPN's Michael Vogo is predicting that the Fever will draft Morrow. He sees the potential impact she could have alongside Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston. Can you imagine that lineup? It's enough to give opposing coaches nightmares. White's strategy with Morrow isn't just about the Fever. It's part of a bigger trend in the WNBA. Teams are looking to pair established stars with promising rookies to build competitive lineups. White's not just following the trend, she's taking it to the extreme. We know that she says she wanted to have veteran players come in and help stir this team back to greatness. Well, I'm here to tell you, she needs one rookie to also help get them over the hump of going to the WNBA Finals. Now, you might be wondering, how will Caitlin Clark react to this new player joining the Indiana Fever? After all, Anish used to play alongside Clark's biggest rival, Angel Reese. But word on the street is that she'll be welcomed with open arms. Why? Because at the end of the day, this is business. Because no one would have thought Caitlin Clark would want anybody from LSU. But this is showing you the difference between the W and college. This is business. And in business, you do what's right for your business, not your feelings. You go off business. And that, my friend, is what Caitlin Clark is doing right now. Doing what's best for business. And if they make dollars and they make sense, and they get them that much closer over the hump, they get them that much closer to where they need to be, trust me when I tell you, unless they're Melrose, it's going to be an Indiana Fever. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. There's still a big catch, and it's all about money. White's plan could make or break the Fever's future. Let's talk about Caitlin Clark for a second. She's not just good, she's break-the-bank good. We're talking highest paid player in WNBA history potential here. But here's the catch. Her rookie contract is almost up. And that's when things get really interesting. The Fever aren't wasting any time. They're trying to renegotiate Clark's contract right now. Caitlin Clark resigns, entering her second season in the WNBA. Caitlin Clark will also be the second year of a 4-year contract. Despite a first-round exit in the playoffs last season, the guard has shown no signs of frustration with lack of postseason success in her debut. If you like the video, then subscribe to the channel. Campaign. But why the rush? Well, it's simple. They know what's coming. Other teams are circling like sharks, and they've got deep pockets. The Fever need to lock Clark down before someone else swoops in with an offer she can't refuse. Now you might be thinking, can't the Fever just match any offer? Sure, but it's not that simple. It's not just about money, it's about winning. And that's where Morrow comes in. White's betting that Clark plus Morrow equals championships. She's trying to sell Clark on a vision, not just a paycheck. Caitlin Clark resigns, entering her second season in the WNBA. Caitlin Clark will also be the second year of a 4-year contract. Despite a first-round exit in the playoffs last season, the guard has shown no signs of frustration with lack of postseason success in her debut campaign. The Fever are under pressure to secure Clark's future with the team. Her championship ambitions are going to play a huge role in her decision to stay in Indiana. It's not just about the money, it's about building a team that can compete for titles. But here's the thing, Clark wants to stay with the Fever. She's not just looking for the biggest paycheck, she wants to build something special in Indiana. And if she resigns, she could become the highest paid player in WNBA history, right there in Indiana. At the end of the season, they're working on Caitlin Clark's new contract. They gotta get rid of this rookie contract immediately. The Fever strategy is clear. They're trying to lock down Clark's contract by the end of this season. They want to secure her long-term commitment before other teams can even think about making an offer. It's a bold move, but it's one they have to make. Think about it, Clark's performance has already taken the Fever from league bottom feeders to playoff contenders. Imagine what she could do with a few more years and a supporting cast like Morrow. The Fever aren't just trying to keep a star player, they're trying to build a dynasty. White's not done after landing Clark. She's eyeing Morrow and setting her sights on a basketball dream team that could change WNBA history. But her strategy's raising eyebrows. Is she a genius or setting herself up for failure? Let's break down White's plan. We've got Caitlin Clark, the scoring machine. We might get a Nissa Morrow, the unbeaten sensation. And don't forget Aaliyah Boston, a key player in White's vision. And we were starting this Indiana Fever franchise to now. This is what we've envisioned, and so to be able to be a part of it on this side and to help take it to another level, I'm incredibly excited and grateful. Picture this: Clark scoring, Morrow's rebounding, and Boston's versatility all on one team. Clark can shoot from anywhere. Morrow locks down on defense. Boston's the glue, impacting both ends of the floor. But I'm telling you right now, if they're getting as going alongside Aaliyah Boston, they will have a nice, strong forward court. And this is great, man. This is just great for Caitlin Clark. This is great for Stephanie White. But can they actually play together? It's a valid concern. We've seen super teams fail before. White's betting their individual talents are so great, they'll figure it out. If they do, the rest of the WNBA better watch out. What makes this potential trio so exciting? It's all about how their skills fit together. Clark draws defenders, creating space for Morrow and Boston. Morrow's defense takes pressure off Clark. Boston ties it all together with her versatility. When you think about teams, you think about a core three, right? You think about a big three. And to be able to work with that big three and continue to work and put pieces around them to compete for a championship back in my home state, it couldn't have aligned any better. Some people think White's crazy for prioritizing talent over chemistry. They say basketball isn't just about having the best players. And they got a point. We've seen less talented teams outperform star-studded lineups. But White's not worried about that. She's all about results. She's looking at Clark, Morrow, and Boston and seeing championships. It's a high-risk, high-reward strategy that could make her look like a genius or backfire spectacularly. One thing's for sure, the Indiana Fever are about to become the most-watched team in the WNBA. Will White's dream team become a reality? We're about to find out, and it's going to be intense. Stephanie White's coaching the Indiana Fever like she's got a crystal ball. Can you believe what she's doing? She's putting all her chips on Caitlin Clark and Anissa Morrow. It's bold, it's daring, and it's got everyone talking. Obviously, this is a franchise that for each moment we've been in the league's history, we've always had everything that we needed to succeed. And as the needle moves, and as things change, and as they continue to change so rapidly, we've kept up with that. And I think that's a really important piece of where we are in the WNBA's history and forward thinking and where we're going to be in the near future. But here's where things get wild. The Fever's future? It's up in the air. You might be thinking this could be the start of something huge. Or maybe you're biting your nails, wondering if it'll all fall apart. Either way, you can't deny the excitement in the air. White's not just coaching. She's trying to shake up the whole game, love it or hate it. You've got to admit she's got nerves of steel. The WNBA is about to get crazy, and the Indiana Fever are right in the middle of it all. Are you ready for the fireworks? Thanks you subscribe the channel.